Okay, here I am at First Baptist of Easley, South Carolina, and Ecclesiastes chapter 7 is the 666th chapter of Tanakh. So, Thub Shemashman Thuyum Hamudmiyum Huladu. A good home is better than the fragrance out, and the day of death than the day of birth. Thum lal kadal beidabal malkat albatam mashtam bamshur wasuv kulhadam wachi yatanalabu. It is better to go to a place of mourning than a house of feasting. That is the end of everyone, and a living person may take it to heart. Thub kashmach chaki brapanim yithub lam. Vexing is better than revelry. Vexing is better than revelry. For though the face is sad, the heart can be glad. Labhak min babeda balwalm kasilim babet shamcha. Wise men are drawn to a house of mourning, and fools to a house of merrymaking. Thublash magara chakam mesham mashir kasilim. It is better to listen to a wise person's reproof than to listen to the praise of fools. Show more of the gap there. Ki kakul hasirim tachat hasir kanshachak haksil wagamizawabal. For the levity of a fool is like the crackling of nettles under a kettle, but that too is illusory. Just like the idea that Christmas, Halloween, and Easter are what's prescribed biblically right now. Ki hashak yahulel chakam riyabam nahlab matna. For cheating may rob the wise man of reason and destroy the prudence of the cautious. Thubar kruch mangbah thubatri daber murashi turuch. The end of a matter is better than the beginning of it. Better a patient spirit than a haughty spirit. So again, that is Thub, Achrit, Deber, Murashitu, Thub, Ark Ruch Mugbah Ruch. So I guess a correction. Alta Poberuchak Lakauski Kosbachik Kasilimianuch. Don't let your spirit be quickly vexed, for vexation abides the breast of the fool. You know, suffering is a choice, people. Remember that. Al-Tamar Mahya Shayamim Harashim Huthubim Malah Kila Machkama Shalt Alzah. Don't say, how has it happened that former times were better than these? For it is not wise of you to ask that question. Always be careful with your ifs, because one doesn't know. Always. Thuba hakmam nachlah Weeterlery Hushmush. Wisdom is as good as patrimony, and even better for those who behold the sun. Yeah, status is not as important as being wise, and wise is different than knowing. Ki batsol hechkama batsol hexuf weetrundot hechkama tachabalyah. For to be in the shelter of wisdom, to be in the shelter of the sun, wisdom is to beat, so in the shelter of money. An advantage of intelligence is that wisdom the need of those who will be to master it. And Rohad Masha Talhinki Miyukolat Kanadashur are to consider God's doings. Who can straighten what he has twisted? Biyum thubahyat bathub wabiyum rah gammat za ramat za asha halhim aldamrat Shlayam Tsaharam Machryum. So not in time of good fortune, enjoy it. And in the time of bad, reflect. The one who has less than the other was God's doing. Consequently, man may find no fault in him. You know, let's not fault people just for being poor. Adhakoreti yastarik abunli batstakuish shamarik buratu. In my own brief span of life, I have seen both things of these sometimes. A wicked one endures in spite of his wickedness. So, we can't just look at whether people are doing well or surviving or anything. So don't overdo goodness, and don't act the wise man to excess, or you may be dumbfounded. So, even in good things, be careful about extremism, but that's a maxim that we may not understand too well. What does that say on there? Alter shaherba wat yesabalama tamud blatak. Don't overdo wickedness, and be a foul, and be a fool, or you may die before your time. So negativity is to be limited. Obviously evil, one shouldn't do evil at all, right? Thubashur tachas bazar wangamazal tanchat yarakira alhin yatsat klam. It is best that you grasp the one without letting go of the other, for the one who fears God will do his duty by both. There's the duty of not doing and the duty of doing. Hach kamad razlach kamashra shulithim asher hubayr. Wisdom is more of a stronghold to the wise than 10 magnets that a city may contain. You know, that rank. Kiyadam main fleek Bart Asher Yashathumula Yachta. For there is not one good man on earth who does what is best and doesn't err. Well, obviously the book of Ecclesiastics is sort of a between prophets sort of book. Obviously, you know, of course there wouldn't be a perfect example for people to follow, but in terms of the prophets, why can't God send the best? A perfecting human being. Gamla kam handri masher yad bru altatan labak asher latasha. Finally, don't pay attention to everything that is said, so that you may not hear your slave reviling you. Kigam pamim rabut yadala bakashir gamadatha. Formerly you remember the many times yourself that you yourself are reviled by others. Oh, I forgot the last two words. Galadatrim. And Kozana Siti Bachkama Amrtiyachkama Wahya Rachukamamni. All this I tested with wisdom. I thought I could fathom it, but it eludes me. Rachukma Shahya Mak Amakmimatsandu. The secret of what happens is elusive and deep down. Who can discover it? Sambutiyani Wulviladat Walturwam Kash Shakma Watshambun Waldat Rashaksalwa Saklut Hulalut. I have put my mind to studying, exploring and seeking wisdom and the reason of things, and to study wickedness, stupidity, and madness, and folly. So, even the bad things in life one needs to know, but one also should study the good things. There's devotion in study, and don't worry about how much you're going to learn, just be devoted in that. Wambutsani Murmuradhasha Asher Yamatsurin Vachramim Labasurin Yarya Thulabni Halhin Yam Latmamna Wachuthalakad Bah. Now, I find women more bitter than death. She is all tropes, her hands are fetters, and her and pleasing unto God who is caught. The heart snares. Oh. He who is pleasing unto God escapes, and is not pleasing to God is caught. Well, not all women are bad, obviously. Razamatsati amra kaladachatlamtha chachbun. See, this is what I found, said Conaleth, item by item, in my search for the reason of things. Asher Audbakshanapshi Walla Matsati Adam Acher Malak Malf Matsati Washa Bakalal Lamatsat. As for what I sought further, but did not find, I found only one human being, and 1,000, the one I found amongst so many was never a woman. Well, surely there's wise women. Sounds like a bad thing to say. Labadra zamatzati ashur asha halhim at hadam yashur wahma bakshushak bandud rabin. But see that this I did find. God made men plain, but they have engaged in too much reasoning. And so let me see what else is of the building. It's nice when these places have schools and stuff attached. But the New Testament, one of the things we have is the warning about philosophy, and well, that may go too far, but there's reasoning that's direct, and using reasoning that's direct and studying the signs of nature and all that sort of stuff is very, very important. And one of the signs that's actually occurred with insanity here is, well, not this place, I mean, but we have the fact that some of the most, there are some that say higher intelligence leads to insanity because people can reason out more. I mean, it doesn't have to lead to insanity. We're all given our test in life and our abilities to work with and take to our own ends. But it's good they look after the children. Some places don't, have a place specifically for the children. But that, I guess, is my sharing of the 666th chapter of Tanakh at First Baptist of Easley.